Hello Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you. I recently was on a cruise. I went to Princess Cays in the Bahamas. So I thought I'd pop ashore and take a video to show you what it looks like. Couple of tips for you if you are on a cruise ship that's going there. It's very similar to a lot of others. It's a tender port. So a lot of tender ports do this. You have to get a sticker, and the order of the sticker is the order you get off of the ship. So when you get on that ship, find out where the tender stickers are being given out, and if you want to get off early, go get on them. When we were on, they ran about 36 groups, I think, before they let everybody else off. I was in no rush to go ashore, so I just waited. By the time I got ashore, most people were there already. So I got a video. I walked all the way to one side and walked all the way through to give you an idea of the entire little island there. Enough of me. This is it. Princess Cays. All right, so here we are. We're on the Freedom looking over at Princess Cays. There's the first tender boats coming in. They'll be picking up some crew and some food first because they do serve you a buffet on the island, although I did not eat it, but they do. Now I'm on the tender. I waited until after everybody had got off. I didn't go ashore until about 12. I was in no real rush. I just wanted to get some video and then get back on board and get my Mongolian wok. So we're heading in now. It was a very 5-minute tender ride from the ship to the shore. And here we are docked up alongside. We just got off the ship. This is where the ships all come into, or the tender boats, not ships. So this is the main port. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to one end of the island and walk you all the way back down it. So this is just where you would get off the tender boats. But now we're going to go all the way to the end. This is where all the cabanas, and this is a secret hidden area I wasn't supposed to be in. But it was some private cove, and it said guests only. So I snuck in and took a quick video. So that's what that area is. So you'll see me step over a rope here. So shoot me. But yeah, so that's the area, the Sanctuary Bungalows. So that's what it looked like in there. Now, these are all the main cabanas you can get, and these are not cheap. They used to be cheaper. Now they are not cheap. They're about $500 a pop, I believe it is. I would not be paying that much money for one because you don't get anything with it apart from a couple of bottles of water and snacks and what have you. But if you've got a group and you can squeeze people in, but I wouldn't think you could fit more than like 4 people max in those cabanas. But these are all off to the very far right as you're looking back at the ship. And when you get off, they'll be all the way to the left. I'm not sure those clamshells come with the cabanas. I'm assuming they do because there's one in front of each one. If they do, that's pretty cool. And you'll see all the way along, there was a lot of cabanas. There's some restrooms back there. More clamshells. Yeah, I'm not sure these clamshells come with that or not. I know the blue chairs are free. You pay for the clamshells. And that would be a bit much going back there. If you saw those clamshells, some of them were right in front of the cabanas. I don't know about that. If I rented a cabana and paid all that money and those clamshells were not mine, I don't know about that. And there isn't one in front of every cabana, is there? If anybody knows, put that in the comments. Yeah, they can't come with the cabanas, can they? So yeah, they're right in front of some of these cabanas. That's a bit weird. You may tell by my tone in my voice from this, I was not over impressed with Princess Cays. I will not be in any rush to go back again. It was very crowded. This area was, as you can see, a lot of empty chairs and everything, but it's very quiet, not much going on. So if you want some quiet time, come down to this end. Like I said, all these blue chairs on the ocean, they are free. I did confirm that with the rental desk. Only the clamshells and the cabanas you pay for. And the sand, look, it's nice and sandy there, but when you got further down, it was a bit dirtier, shall we say. But this is nice enough right here, I guess. But as you can see, not the cleanest area. Look at all the stuff just standing there. But still more cabanas coming up on the left. There, like I said, there were a lot of cabanas. Yeah, there kind of is a clamshell by a lot of the cabanas, but I don't think there was one by every one. I didn't even think to ask that when I was there. I'd love to know the answer to that if anybody knows. Do the clamshells come with the cabana? There's a map of the area. I know Princess Cruises uses this as well. I know that's part of Carnival Corp because on the sign it said Princess Cruise. Right in there, there was like a rental spot where you could get snorkel gear and what have you. Right in there. Now we're coming back to the somewhat more congested area. This is a seating area for the food right behind where the buffet was. There was like a fruit salad buffet right here. There was no line at this one. If you just wanted like some fresh fruit and what have you, that was there. But you'll see all these people seated here. More, I wouldn't say junk, but maybe not the nicest area. This is the buffet. So there's like four or five different lines you can get into to go through the buffet. When I very first got there, the lines were really long. When I came back around to here, it had died down a little bit, but you can still see a lot of people in there waiting to get their buffet food. It didn't look like anything spectacular. I did not try it. It looked like, basic hot dogs and stuff like that. But, it's free. Just going to show you the entrance to it all right here. These were the lines. You can see the lines have gone down. When I first came around, just before I started filming, they were all out past that wall. So I guess the trick is not to go at kind of lunchtime, I guess. So now we're going to walk back in here. Now they had the DJ doing games. It was very loud. He was basically screaming into the microphone. It was a bit much for me. But if that's what you like, that's good for you. But as you can see, it's quite crowded on this end. A lot less at the other end where the cabanas were. But a lot of trash cans everywhere. I don't know. I hate to be negative. It just wasn't for me. A lot of clamshells on the beach there. There were some shops, so don't feel like you can come ashore with your sign and sale card and buy everything. You will need cash on the beach vendors, on the stalls, and in the shops you can use a card. But the ones I saw on the actual beach only took cash. So they had some pretty cool stuff they were selling. But if you wanted that, bring some cash with you. I didn't bring anything with me because naively, well, maybe subconsciously, because I didn't want to spend any money, but I should have bought some. But yeah, just all seems very crowded to me. Nice view of the ship. It's nice and sandy. But it is the Bahamas, so it should be. As I always say, everybody's entitled to their opinions. I am not saying don't come here. I'm not saying it's terrible for everybody. It just really wasn't for me. There's a little kids area there. Little gaming area, some climbing stuff and what have you. And there's a little kiddie pool. More chairs here. So it's very long. There's plenty of room. I don't think you have to maybe have to walk a little bit, but you definitely find some of the kids' pools up there on the left, right there. I just think a lot of people didn't think to walk all the way further down the other end where it was a lot more space and it was a lot quieter. Or some people maybe liked the vibe, as it were. In here there was a band playing. And there was a couple of bars scattered around. But I did notice a lot of people come back early. There's some stores on the left we're going to go past in a second, right there. So a lot of these stores are cash only. The ones in the actual shops, with the buildings, they would take cards. So we're almost back to where we got off the tenders. Now, right before we get there, we're going to take a left, and I'm going to show you there's a little outside area you can go to, which is not part of the Carnival portion of Princess Cays. So there's one little bar there that's quite well known, and a couple of other shops not linked to Princess Cays directly. That area to the right, that overhang there, that's where you would go to get back on the tenders. That's the line to get back on. back to the ship there, you would go down there. But first I'm just going to walk you up here, because if you do the stingray encounter, there's a private area of the beach and everybody goes in there. It's blocked off for everybody else. And we'll come down to the beach here. You can see this, the water's nice and clear. But some of the sand was a bit dirty. That's looking back. Obviously you can gauge where we are by the ship, and you can see a group of people in the water at like 12 o'clock right now doing that stingray encounter, whatever it involves. But they're all part of that private area there. Obviously a carnival excursion. Anyone that knows me knows I don't really do carnival excursions, so I don't know what that was. Now there is one main store, one main souvenir store that everybody was going into. There's your sign for Princess Cays. Right in here on the left. Buy all your touristy stuff if you wanted to. But there was a lot of little stores outside as well. Now straight ahead would be the way where we came off of the ship, where all the boats came in. Again, to get back on them, you go around where I just showed you. Just follow the signs, they're very clear. But you can also go to the left up here and go outside the port a little bit. Not much, very little, but there are some small shops and one bar restaurant outside. There's a craft market right here. And you'll see down here is, I'm assuming, where most of the tours picked up from, for whatever things they do around the island. But now it says you are leaving Princess Cays. So you can walk out here. There's a security guard checking you back in, but not checking you out. They just want to see your ship and sign and sail card. But these stores are not linked to Princess Cays. They're outside. So these will all be cash or card. If you wanted to come down here. Quite a few of them there. Wasn't many people that came out here as while I was there anyway that I saw. And now the one bar restaurant I told you about is coming up on the left. Just went past it. You can go on this bridge and look out there. I think the bar was called George's. Again, I could be wrong, and I forgot to pan it for some reason. But I'm going to keep walking down here because I want to take you. There's another side to the island I can show you, and it's again somewhat quiet, but still quite busy in areas, as you'll see. And the other thing you'll notice, it is taking me quite a while to walk along here. It's a good 15-minute walk from one side to the other, I would say. So it's quite big. Now, this is where she was asking me for my ship ID, so you do have to show it coming in here. You didn't have to come outside to get this way. You can cut along around the back, and I'm going to walk back that way after I finish this side, so you'll see what I mean. But this is a back way into the opposite side of Princess Cays. You would join it from that walkway there. That's where you come into from the main Princess Cays if you did not leave the area like I did. So we're just going to come up here, and now straight ahead there, that green building, I believe that was the cabana rental building where you can go and rent your cabanas if there was any left, or your clamshells to stay in. And there's another dining area, buffet on the left. More chairs there. There's another smaller buffet on the left there, you can see it. Lots of clamshells. So basically it's the same on both sides. You see there's a line for the buffet there. But they'd closed one line here. See, that's closed off now. I'm sure that was open not long before. With a couple more of those little stalls on the right there you can see. And I did ask the lady, because I had some flamingo bags, and I know Julie would probably have liked one. She said cash only. So we're just going to keep walking down this way. You'll see this is a lot emptier than the other side was. There's still quite a few people just back where we were, but the further you go to either side, the further you're prepared to walk and see what's out and about, the quieter it actually becomes. You're going to see another bar up ahead here. The Reef Runner Bar, if I remember it correctly. I did not stop and have a drink before you ask. Yep, the Reef Runner Bar is right there. You can get drinks there. And then you'll see on the left there's a couple of volleyball courts and what have you. So there you go. That's walking you up the Princess Cays from one side to the other. It's about took me about 15 minutes or so to walk from one end to the other. So it's quite big. There's a ship in the background. Again, the blue seats are free. Clamshells and cabanas you have to pay for. So we'll take you back to the ship now. I'll show you what it's like as we left the port of Princess Cays. So here we are, we're just leaving. See where those flags are? If you walk behind that, that would take you from one side to the other without having to go outside to those shops where I was. So you don't have to go outside to the shops to get from one side to the other. Just walk around where those flags are. There's a pathway. So just want to show you a dramatic fade away as we leave Princess Cays and everything starts to come into view. So, I mean, just don't not go because I wasn't a big fan of it. That's just me. But a lot of people really enjoy a day out there. It's nice to get off the ship. It's nice and relaxing. But, just for me, I want a little bit more. So, yeah. Princess Cays. Can you feel the enthusiasm in my voice as you watch us leave the island? Or should it be the excitement because we're leaving the island? Depends how you look at it, really, doesn't it? Each to their own, as I say. It is not my place to tell anybody what to do and what not to do. It's my place to give you my opinions, and that is all they are. Does not mean I'm right in any way, shape, or form. But there is one thing I feel like I'm pretty right in telling you is be very careful when you get on the ship to try and make it pay attention to where you're going to get off. If you can sit yourself on the boat, so when you get back alongside, you are exactly where they're going to be the first people off, it could save you about half an hour because it can be really slow getting off these tenders. So try and find out where people are getting off and sit near there. All right, there you go. That was a look at Princess Cays. My honest opinions on it wasn't great. It's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I wouldn't be in any rush to go back is all I would say. But, each to their own. A lot of people love that sort of thing. I will tell you this. If you're ever lucky enough to go on a Virgin cruise and you can get to go to their beach club at Bimini, which is another resort in Bahamas, that is next level. That is superb. And I felt like this was, the lines for food and the food didn't look that great. For me it just wasn't great. But again, I'm always honest with my observations, and that is just my opinion. I am not saying don't go there. I'm sure a lot of people have a good time when they go there. Just wasn't for me. But don't forget to get those tender stickers early though, if you do want to go and get that early bird in there, and take some money ashore if you want to go buy stuff, because I made the mistake of not taking money ashore. Actually, it was a good thing because I saw a bag with flamingos on it that I knew Julie would love, but I didn't have any money, so I couldn't buy it. Oh! But yeah, there are some stores there where you can buy stuff for cash, and they won't take cards, most of them, so it's cash only. So there's one store inside, as you saw in the video, but most of the ones on the beach with that you saw selling stuff, they're cash only. So just be aware of that. Other than that, and again, I'm not saying it was terrible. I'm just saying I've had better shore ports myself. And we'll leave it there. Subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to get my videos. Email me any questions you may have. See, I'm not always positive for Carnival. I'll be honest when I don't like things, and I'm 99% positive. Most of my dislikes on Carnival actually come around shore excursions, so we'll leave that one there. But if you want to send me your cruising tips, cruising traditions, please send them to me. And in the comments, put your experiences of Princess Cays. I'm sure a lot of people love it. A lot of people love it. I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do or do and don't like. I'm just telling you what I thought. So yeah. And with that, see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.